First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to the Akim across the planet who are pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Alright, today I want to expound on the 12 tribes of Israel, specifically on the confusion of faces, those Israelites who don't look the way we looked in the ancient days. Also, tares. Tares. Those are enemy nations, heathen nations outside of the nation of Israel, right? That who've crept in, planted their seed, and now they have their nation amongst Israel, looking like Israel, but are clearly not. And just to elaborate on the fact that we were scattered all across the globe. Here's the slave trade, a little map showing you the routes from West Africa throughout all the Americas. Okay. Also on the other side of Africa, so-called Africa, the land of Ham, right? There's routes going up into Europe, so-called Middle East, India, Asia, and Far East Asia. Okay. Alright, and that was one of the curses that was put on Israel, right? That we're going to be scattered everywhere, as well as what it says in 2nd Ezra, that the northern kingdom left that old world and came to the new world, right? To the Americas, fleeing captivity. Alright, here in Deuteronomy 28:64. It says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." So there we have it. We're going to be all over the place. And because we are all over the place, and we've been all over the place, right? We're going to leave seed there, all right? We're going to leave children there, right? This is children that Jacob, or Israel, has had with heathen women, so eventually they're going to end up taking on the features of that nation of people, and they're no longer going to look like what your traditional, so to speak, Israelite looks like. Okay, right here, Daniel 9:7, it says, "O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel," so all of Israel, not just Judah, "that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass, that they have trespassed against thee." See that? So, it happened to all of Israel. There is an idea out there that suggests that it only happened to Judah, one tribe out of all Israel. No, it happened to all of Israel. Okay? We all went off. Therefore, we were all cursed by the Most High, and we were all scattered abroad through all the countries, right? Just as we saw in those maps of the slave trade. Alright, here in Jeremiah 12:9 states, "Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird." There you go. Alright, at one point in time, each tribe most likely had their shade, and everyone looked similar, but that was then in the ancient times, and this is now, right? Mass confusion has set in. Okay, "Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds around about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour." Okay, speaking on the prophecy that will eventually happen to Esau, Edom, right? Who dwells across the planet, but their command center, if you will, is here in Babylon. All right, and also says, "Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field." These are the other nations outside of Israel, outside of Edom, who are going to come and attack Babylon. All right, everyone's gonna attack this whore. All right, all right. And Numbers 1:18, it states, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers." So there we go. All right, even though Israelites have laid with heathen women, those children that they had, they're still Israelites. Okay? Continuing, according to the number of the names for 20 years old and upward by their polls. Alright? So who you are, what nationality you identify with, is based on who your father is and who your father's father is, and so on and so forth. Alright? That's how you get a good idea as to who you are. Uh, but at the end of the day, all this is spiritual. Everything's spiritual, because confusion has set in, because there's been rape, murder, conquest, displacement, persecution, and fleeing. We can't exactly go by that all the time. Not even most of the time, really. You gotta try the spirit, right? So right here in 1 Timothy 1:4, it says that. It says, "Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions, rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do." So there you go. The way someone looks today can be an indicator, or like an icebreaker into that leads into godly edifying. Well, ultimately, it's going to be their spirit that's going to be tested, whether they agree with the words that are found in the volume of the book. That whether they agree with righteousness and righteous judgment, recompense, retribution, salvation, and things of that nature that are found in the Holy Scriptures, prophecy. Okay? In Romans 8:16, it says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High." Okay? There it is. The Spirit itself, so it's spiritual, alright? Beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, of Yahweh. Okay? So there it is. It's ultimately going to come down to your spirit, right? That's why you come across the real Hebrew Israelite camps that are out there that are pushing this truth and sincerity, right? You have members of those camps. You got Israelites in those camps that are, that appear as the other nations, as the heathen nations. All right, you got brothers who have biblical leprosy. Pale skin, pale flesh. So-called white skin. But that doesn't make them any less of an Israelite, because it's their spirit, right, that's bearing witness with our spirit, right, that we are the children of the Most High. Okay? And just to show you some pictures, that it wasn't just the southern kingdom, right, that intermingled with all these nations, as a lot of people like to think. But you also have the Native Americans, right? Aztecs, so-called Mexicans, right? Cubans and Puerto Ricans. Here's the Dominicans right here. Everybody was conquered, right? Taken into slavery. So it's going to be all the tribes of Israel that have intermingled with the heathen nations.